Hello students, I am teacher Svetlana, and in our today's lecture we will learn about the properties of water absorbing organ, that is the organ that is present in plants, and the water that is available to roots for absorption, which is covered in the chapter plant water relation. So let's begin. Students, we are already aware of these properties of water, which are: it is in the liquid form at room temperature and is the best solvent for most of the solutes. It is inert inorganic compound with neutral pH when in pure form. Due to this, water is best transporting medium for dissolved minerals and food molecule. It is best aqueous medium for all biochemical reactions occurring in a cell. It is an essential raw material for photosynthesis. Water has high heat of vaporization, and high heat of fusion. Due to this, it acts as a thermal buffer. These various properties are due to the hydrogen bonds between the water molecules. If you have a look at this image here, it gives us an overall idea of the properties of water, about the surface tension, the adhesion, the cohesion, the capillary actions, the pH, its state, that it can be in three different states. Here it can be in solid state, liquid state, as well as in gaseous forms. Then the high heating capacity, the density of water, as well as the surface tensions of water. So here you can see that water molecules have good adhesive and cohesive forces of attraction, and also due to the high surface tension and high adhesive and cohesive forces, it can easily rise in the capillaries. It is therefore a significant molecule that connects the physical world with biological processes. Students, now let us have a look at the water absorbing organ. Roots play a very important role in the absorption of water for plants. Root is the main organ of water and mineral absorption. In terrestrial plants, plants absorb water in the form of liquid from the soil. However, epiphytic plants like orchids absorb water vapors from air with the help of epiphytic roots having special tissues called as velamen. Typical roots is divisible into four different regions. It has the zone of absorption, the epidermal cells, which is also called as epilema cells, which form unicellular hair-like extensions called as a root hair. Here, have a look at this image here. This diagram is showing you the root hair and the zone, that is the region for water absorption. Here you have this entire root here. This is the maturation zone. Then here you can see the root hair zone is highlighted because this is the region from where absorption of water is going to take place. Then you have this elongation zone, then you have the meristematic zone, and then you have the root cap. So this is the growing tip of the root. Now students, let us have a look at the structure of the root hair. Root hair is the cytoplasmic extension or prolongation of the epilema cells. Each root hair may be approximately 1 to 10 mm long and a tube-like structure. Have a look at this image here. You can see the cytoplasm of the root cells has extended out. So it's a cytoplasmic extension here. So it can be long 1 mm to 10 mm in length now, and it appears like a tube-shaped structure. It is colorless, unbranched, short-lived, ephemeral, and is very delicate. It has a large central vacuole surrounded by thin film of cytoplasm, plasma membrane, and thin cell wall, which is two-layered. If you have a look here, you can see the two-layered cell wall. The outermost layer is composed of pectin, and the innermost layer is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is freely permeable, but the plasma membrane that is there, it is selectively permeable. So this is the basic structure of the root hair, which is an important part of the root for the activity of absorption of water and minerals. Students, now let us try and understand the water that is available to roots for absorption. Here I will explain to you the water that is available with the help of this diagram. Now plants absorb water from the rhizosphere. Now this is the region which is basically the microenvironment surrounding the roots. Water present in the soil occurs as gravitational or free water, hygroscopic water, combined water, and capillary water. Water that percolates deep due to gravity in the soil is called as gravitational water. Now have a look at this image here. This is the topmost layer, and then you move downwards here towards the next level of soil, which is below the initial or the first level. So you move down in this order to understand the different layers of the soil. So it increases, water level increases as you go deep into the soil. So here you can see is the gravitational water. Now this is that water which has percolated due to gravity. Now this is not available to the plants for absorption as it is very much deep into the soil. It is a very lower layer where the roots cannot reach. So this water is not available for the plants. Then we have the fine soil particles imbibe, absorb water and hold it. This is called as hygroscopic water. Yeah, this is your first layer where you can see that some of the water, you can see this is the soil particle and some of the water that has been absorbed by this soil. This is called as hygroscopic water. Roots cannot absorb this as water present here is in the form of hydrated oxides of silicon, aluminium, etc. And this water is therefore called as combined water. So this is also not available for the plants for absorption. So combined water in this initial layer is also not available. Some amount of water is held in the pores present between the neighboring, this is your neighboring region, neighboring soil particle. You can see that some of the water is held in the pores of the soils due to capillarity, that is due to capillary action. Now this water is called as capillary water and this water is available for the plants. So the water which is available is called as the capillary water for your plant. So we can see here again in this diagram it shows soil particles with the forms of the soil moisture. We have the hygroscopic water. Again here the water is in combined form with the soil. And then we have the gravitational water here where due to gravity most of the water has gone towards the lower levels of the soil, and this is that region where the roots cannot reach. So this water is also not available for our plants. We only have this water which is called as capillary water. So this is the water which is accumulated between the pores of the soil, and the roots can access this region of the soil, and this water is therefore called as the available water for absorption. Some capillary water is bound to hygroscopic water on the soil particles and is also unavailable. So here also you have little amounts of capillary water, but again this is not available. So the only water available is called as the capillary water for the roots for absorption. Thank you students for participating in this lecture. See you soon again with the next topic. Till then, take care, be safe and keep learning.